Kalta Allah la Yahawah Shem Yahawashai Wakapal Kabawad Lahazakwanyam Shal Gadawal Rakayim Wa Shalawam Wa Barakim Laha Akim Tazadakim Ba Ratazak. Okay, all praises to Yahawah Shem Yahawashai and double honor to the elders of GMS, and peace and blessings to you righteous brothers around the world. Through the Spirit, we coming to bring another quick class on Hebrew, FYI. It's gonna be one of the quicker type things for you brothers out there. How to make a name, basically make a name as far as in the Hebrew. Okay, so we're just gonna get into it, and Lord willing, you brothers are edified. We're gonna start with the first book of Samuel, chapter 1. And we're gonna read down to 20.
1 Samuel 1 and 20. Wherefore it came to pass, when the time was come, about after Hannah had conceived, that she bare a son, and called his name Samuel, saying, Because I have asked him of the Lord. And the man, keep reading. And the man Elkanah and all his house went up to offer unto the Lord the yearly sacrifice and his vow.
Right. The reason why we're reading from the first verse, because I want to just show you brothers the reason of how certain men in the scriptures, great men, prophets, were actually named. Now, this is Samuel, and we're going to go into what his name means. We're just going to read. You brothers are most likely familiar with it anyway, but we're going to read the process of how this man was named, and go into what his name means in the Hebrew, and how we're going to connect it to the last show, which was Hebrew grammar, because it's the same way when you make a name in the Hebrew. You use the proper way of grammar in the name as well. Go ahead.
Verse 22. But Hannah went not up, for she said unto her husband, I will not go up until the child be weaned, and then I will bring him, that he may appear before the Lord.
You starting at 22?
Yeah.
You started there.
You want me to start at 20?
No. You could actually read from the first verse
down
to 20.
Okay. Alright, you want me to start from verse 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, this is the first book of Samuel, chapter 1, verse 1. Now, there was a certain man of Ramath Zophim of Mount Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zuphah, an Ephraite. And he had 2 wives. The name of one was Hannah, and the name of the other was Penina.
Right, Penina.
Penina had children, but Hannah had no children.
Right, so in this particular situation, this man Elkanah had 2 wives, one being Hannah, the other being Penina. One was barren, which was Hannah. The other one could conceive, which was Penina. Go ahead.
And this man went up out of his city yearly to worship and to sacrifice unto the Lord of hosts in Shiloh. And the 2 sons of Eli, and Hophni, and Phinehas, the priests of the Lord, were there. And when the time was that Elkanah offered, he gave to Penina his wife, and to all her sons and her daughters portions. But unto Hannah he gave a worthy portion. But he loved Hannah, but the Lord had shut up her womb.
Right. He loved Hannah more than he did Penina, although Penina could bear children and did bear him children. Alright. In the case of Hannah, she was barren at the point in time, but he gave her more than he gave to Penina with the children. Okay. Go ahead.
And her adversary also provoked her sore, for to make her fret, because the Lord had shut up her womb. And as she did so year by year, when she went up to the house of the Lord, she provoked her. Therefore she wept, and did not eat. Then said Elkanah her husband to her, Hannah, why weepest thou? And why eatest thou not? And why is thy heart grieved? Am I not better to thee than 10 sons?
So you see, is obviously you can tell these are Jakes. All right, these are so-called, how would you call them, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. They're Israelites, so it's drama going on. Okay, and this is what's happening in the scriptures. So he wants to know what's going on with Hannah. you know, because she's all down and out. Okay, go ahead.
So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh, and after they had drunken. Now Eli the priest set up a seat by a post of the temple of the Lord. And she was in bitterness of soul, and prayed unto the Lord, and wept sore. And she vowed a vow, and said, O Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thy handmaid, and remember me, and not forget thy handmaid, but will give unto thy handmaid a man child, then I will give him unto the Lord all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head.
Right, so Hannah made a declaration, prayed to the Most High to actually honor her request to have a son. Alright, and if she had a son, you know, the Most High allowed her to be fertile and have a son, that she would actually, how would you say, she would
Give it to
dedicate
the
him
Lord.
to the Lord, which basically, they didn't say it in the scriptures, but she dedicated Samuel to be a Nazarite, if she was to, you know, her son to be a Nazarite if she was to bear. Go ahead.
And it came to pass, as she continued praying before the Lord, that Eli marked her mouth. Now Hannah, she spake in her heart, only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken.
So
And
Eli is the prophet at this time, and he's basically reading her lips. Eli's reading her lips, and he's like, "What the hell's wrong with this woman?" You know. And so he marked her. He's like, "What's wrong with you?" Pretty much, because he thought she was bugging out. You know. Go ahead.
And Eli said unto her, How long wilt thou be drunken? Put away that wine from thee. And Hannah answered and said, No, my lord, I am a woman of sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before the Lord. Count not thy handmaid for a daughter of Belial, for out of the abundance of my complaint and grief have I spoken hitherto. Then Eli answered and said, Go in peace, and the power of Israel grant thee that petition that thou hast asked of him. And she said, Let thy handmaid find grace in thy sight. So the woman went her way and did eat, and her countenance was no more sad. And they rose up in the morning early, and worshipped before the Lord, and returned and came to the house of Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah.
We know when the scriptures say "knew," all right, meaning that they had sex. Okay, that's the scriptural, okay, word for to come together. All right, go ahead.
And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and the Lord remembered her.
Right.
Wherefore it came to pass, when the time was come about after Hannah had conceived, that she bare a son, and called his name Samuel, saying, Because I have asked him of the Lord.
There you go. Okay, so she said she named him Samuel, which in the Hebrew, which brother has it right here on the blue letter. If you take a look at it, you'll notice it says Shem Wa'ala. Shem Wa'ala, right? And of course, brothers, you brothers should know that blue letter goes off. Okay, you can't take every single thing in the blue letter for face value. You do have to go in the spirit and do some research. So go down here. Hopefully, this will be queued up correctly. And you read down here where it says, according to 1 Samuel 1:20, in question, I believe the IQ means in question. Shem wa Allah. Now, the word Shem in the Hebrew is name, but in this case, it's not talking about a name. So it says Shem wa Allah, heard of the Most High, unless be preferred name of the Most High. We know that Samuel does not literally mean name of the Most High. Alright, so his name properly is Shem wa Allah, meaning heard, or actually hearing of the power. How so? Because in the last grammar show, you brothers learned that the wa in between the first two characters of a word makes it ing. So when Hannah said, the Lord heard me, and she gave me the son that I asked for. Alright, so in the situation in the scriptures, how Samuel came about was she was heard, all right, of the Most High to have the child. So Samuel, being the son, his name was Shem Wa'ai Allah, which is hearing of the Most High, hearing of the power. All right. So once again, the name Samuel in the Hebrew is not Shem Wa'ala, but Shem Wa'ai. Shem Wa'ai, making it hearing of the Most High. You got anything to say, brother, about that?
That's pretty to the point.
Yeah, to the point. So, well, we're going to get into the next name. And the reason why I wanted to read 1 to 20 just so you can get the whole situation. Okay? Okay, so let's go to the next name. The next name that we have here is Shealtiel. Shealtiel or Salathiel. Okay? Now, get Ezra's 3rd chapter, 2nd verse. Now, this is a little different. Alright? This is not going to have a storyline behind it or no drama behind it. It's going to be pretty much straightforward.
This is the book of Ezra, chapter 3, verse 2. Then stood up Jeshua the son of Josedek and his brethren the priests, and Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel and his brethren, and builded the altar of the power of Israel to offer burnt offerings thereon, as it is written in the law of Moses the man of God.
Alright, so an important footnote is that Shealtiel or Salathiel is the father of Zerubbabel. Alright, and Zerubbabel was a important figure in the nation of Israel. Alright, so these are priests that the book of Ezra is speaking of. Shealtiel, the father of Zerubbabel, being one of them. Now his name, Shealtiel, is in the Hebrew Shealthayah Allah. Shealthayah Allah. Now in the last lesson, Hebrew grammar, you brothers did learn that to make an ed in the Hebrew, you would have to add at the end of a word thayah. Alright, making it, instead of ask or build, to build it, you would actually make it at the end of that word ed, you would make it thayah. Okay, now surprisingly, the Blue Letter has it right on Shealtiel's name, which is Sheal Thayah Allah, which is correct. That is actually grammatically correct. All right, which is asked. All right, asked of the power. Okay, you know what I'm saying. So just want to give you brothers the understanding on how the Blue Letter, as you brothers already know, it goes off. So getting into the Hebrew, you'll see that it's different, you know, because it was confusion before. We was going through it. It's like, what the hell is this? Like, it says this, and then it really says this, you know?
Right, come.
So it just takes research a little bit, and through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, everything is correct according to how our studying on how to make names. So once again, Sheal Thayah Allah, which is asked. Now, if it was just to be asked, it would be Sheal Allah.
Sheal Allah.
Sheal Allah. It wouldn't be Thayah. So the actual is actually grammatically correct. So, you know, just so you brothers know, it applying the grammar to names is the same way. Just like you add grammar to a regular word, it's the same way. If your brothers trying to make name, you know, trying to have a Hebrew name, keep in mind, if you want to have a Hebrew name, you want to have it correct. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, come.
You know, so if you want to say something, that's pretty much it for me. I mean,
yeah, what the brother says is correct. You know, it's basically, you know, through the spirit. So this is basically a brief lesson on grammar concerning names.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you want to give yourself a Hebrew name, now you know some of the basics on grammar. So that's basically it.
So hey, with that, we give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and Lord willing, you brothers learn you know, you learn a little something, you know.
Con.
I know I did, you know. So till next time, Makim, Shalom.
Shalom.